Here is something that most parenting books will never tell you. Your stubborn child, they might just grow up to be the most successful person in the room. A landmark study by researchers at the University of Virginia tracked children from age 12 all the way into adulthood. And the kids who were labeled stubborn, defiant, or strong-willed were more likely to become high-earning, goal-oriented adults who could stand up to peer pressure and push through challenges. Dr. Brett Roberts, who led the research, found that non-compliance in childhood was one of the strongest predictors of career success later in life. So before you spend another evening locked in a battle of wills with your 4-year-old over putting on shoes, take a breath. Because today, we are going to reframe everything you think you know about stubborn children. And I'm going to give you 5 science-backed strategies that actually work. Stay until the end, because strategy number 4 is the one that most parents never try, and it changes everything. Understanding the stubborn child brain. Let's start with what's actually happening inside your child's head. Because what looks like stubbornness on the outside is almost always something completely different on the inside. Dr. Ross Greene, a child psychologist at Harvard Medical School, spent decades studying what he calls explosive or inflexible children. His conclusion was remarkable. These children are not being defiant on purpose. They are struggling with something called lagging executive skills, the ability to shift gears, tolerate frustration, and adapt to unexpected change. Think of it this way. Imagine you're deep in concentration on an important project at work. Your boss walks over and says, "Drop everything right now." How would you feel? A little frustrated? Resistant? That's your child every single time you say, "Turn off the iPad, dinner is ready." Their brain isn't broken. It's just still building the wiring for flexibility. And that construction project doesn't finish until age 25. So the first mindset shift I want you to make today is this. Your child isn't giving you a hard time. Your child is having a hard time. Comment below. Does that reframe change how you're thinking about this? I'd genuinely love to know. Mistake number 1. Power struggles make it worse. Here is the mistake almost every parent makes, and I mean almost every single one, myself included when I first learned about this. We engage in power struggles, and the moment we do, we've already lost. Here's the science. When a child is pushed into a corner, threatened, yelled at, or given ultimatums, their brain triggers what neuroscientists call the fight or flight response. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, floods the body with stress hormones. At that point, the rational, cooperative part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, essentially goes offline. You are not talking to a child who can reason. You are talking to a brain in survival mode. Dr. Daniel Siegel, a clinical professor of psychiatry at UCLA and best-selling author of The Whole Brain Child, calls this flipping the lid. And here's the critical part. When your child flips their lid and you respond with anger, you flip yours too. Now 2 lids are flipped, and nobody's thinking clearly. The solution is to refuse the power struggle entirely. This doesn't mean giving in. It means choosing your battlefield wisely. Pick 1 or 2 things that are truly non-negotiable. Safety, basic respect, and on everything else, give them choices. Instead of, "Put your shoes on right now," try, "Do you want to put your shoes on yourself, or do you want my help?" Same destination, different road. And the child feels something crucial. Control. Strategy number 1, the power of choices. Dr. William Stixrud, neuropsychologist and co-author of The Self-Driven Child, says that the need for autonomy is as fundamental to human beings as food and water. When children, especially strong-willed children, feel like they have zero control, their brain interprets it as a threat. So give them controlled choices. 2 options, both acceptable to you. Do you want the blue cup or the red cup? Do you want to do your homework before dinner or after? Do you want to brush teeth first or put on pajamas first? This technique, backed by self-determination theory developed by psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan at the University of Rochester, shows that people comply far more readily when they feel like active participants in a decision, not passive recipients of orders. Try this tonight, just tonight, and let me know what happens in the comments. Strategy number 2, connect before you correct. There's a phrase in child psychology that I want you to write down, bookmark, or tattoo somewhere you'll see it every day. Connect before you correct. The American Academy of Pediatrics and child development researcher Dr. John Gottman both emphasize the role of what Gottman calls the emotional bank account. Every moment of genuine connection, playing together, listening fully, laughing together, makes a deposit. Every criticism, command, or conflict makes a withdrawal. Strong-willed children require a fuller bank account than most to stay cooperative. And when that account runs low, that's when the meltdowns happen. So before you address behavior, ask yourself, have I made a deposit today? Have I spent 10 minutes just being with my child on their terms without an agenda? Dr. Laura Markham, founder of AHA Parenting and author of Peaceful Parent, Happy Kids, found in her clinical work that just 15 to 20 minutes of one-on-one child-led play per day dramatically reduces defiant behavior in strong-willed children. Not hours, minutes. Think about little Maya, 7 years old, who refuses to do anything her mom asks. Her mom, after weeks of battles, started spending just 15 minutes after school. No screens, no instructions, just following Maya's lead in play. Within 2 weeks, the morning routine arguments had cut in half. Not because Maya changed, because the connection changed. Strategy number 3, narrate, don't command. Here's something that sounds small, but has an enormous neurological impact. Narrating what you see rather than commanding what you want. Instead of, stop that, try, I can see you're really frustrated right now. Instead of, come here now, try, it looks like you're in the middle of something. I need you in 2 minutes. This technique activates what neuroscientists call name it to tame it. When you label a child's emotion out loud, research published in the journal Neuroimage by Dr. Matthew Lieberman at UCLA shows that the prefrontal cortex becomes more active and the amygdala calms down. You are literally using words to soothe your child's nervous system. Strong-willed children feel deeply. They need to feel understood before they can cooperate. The moment they feel seen, the resistance often dissolves on its own. Strategy number 4, the collaborative problem-solving method. This is the strategy I promised you, the one most parents never try. It's called collaborative problem-solving, developed by Dr. Ross Greene at Harvard. And it works like this. Instead of imposing a solution, you sit with your child during a calm moment, not in the heat of battle, and you solve the recurring problem together. You say something like, "Hey, I've noticed mornings have been really hard for both of us. I'm wondering, what makes it so tough for you?" And then you listen. Really listen. Children as young as 4 can participate in this. And what parents consistently find is that their child has a reason, a real, valid reason that the parent never knew about. Maybe getting dressed is hard because those socks feel scratchy. Maybe leaving the playground is hard because they never feel like they had enough time. When you solve it together, the child becomes invested in the solution. They helped create it. And strong-willed children especially will honor agreements they made voluntarily. What's one recurring battle you have with your child? Tell me in the comments. Let's problem solve together as a community. Strategy number 5, regulate yourself first. The last strategy is the hardest one, and I saved it for last for a reason. You cannot regulate a dysregulated child if you yourself are dysregulated. Dr. Bruce Perry, a leading expert in childhood trauma and brain development, writes extensively about co-regulation, the process by which a calm adult nervous system literally helps settle a child's nervous system. When you stay calm, your child's brain synchronizes with yours through what are called mirror neurons. The reverse is also true. When you escalate, they escalate. When you panic, they panic. So the next time your child digs in their heels, before you say a single word, take one slow, deep breath. Extend your exhale longer than your inhale. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system and pulls you out of fight-or-flight mode in under 30 seconds. Only then speak. It sounds almost too simple, but the parents who've changed the most in their relationship with strong-willed children aren't the ones who learned more techniques. They're the ones who learned to pause. Let's bring it all together. Your stubborn child is not broken. They are built different. And that difference, handled with the right tools, becomes a gift. Remember, stubbornness is future leadership. Power struggles make it worse, so refuse them. Give two choices instead of commands. Connect before you correct, every single day. Narrate what you see to soothe their brain. Solve problems together, not for them. And regulate yourself first, always. You don't need a perfect child. You need a connected relationship. And that is something you can build, one calm moment at a time. If this video helped you see your child a little differently today, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps this message reach more parents who need it. And tell me in the comments, which of these 5 strategies are you going to try first? I read every single comment, and I would love to hear your story. If you haven't subscribed yet, join our family here. We put out new videos every week on child psychology, parenting science, and practical strategies that actually work in the real world. And if you want to go deeper, watch this video next. It's all about what to do when your child has a meltdown and nothing seems to work. I'll see you there.